Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How's it going? All the music we heard today was Tiny Waves music. Delightful. In the other room, I have my parents watching Into the Spider-Verse. So, you know, I'm doing my job as a daughter, I think. Love that movie. Me too. It's a good movie. Hi, everybody. How's it going? How's your day? Good movie choice. I know. I don't know if they'll enjoy it. I hope they do, though. No cooking stream with mom. Not today, y'all. Not today. I'll work on it. We'll see what we can do. Won an Oscar. It did. That's what I was like. It won awards, guys. It's worth watching. Considered to be potentially one of the best animated films of all time. Pretend all this stuff isn't here. Don't worry about it. How's it going, chat? As long as they keep spoiling Clark, they've done their job. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're here to hang out with a baby girl and snuggle her and play with her. And as long as that stuff happens, we Gucci. So many foxes, I know. They're normally on the futon, but we thought potentially someone was going to sleep on the futon. So I took all of them off. The cats have been delighted because they're kind of like iffy back and forth on whether or not they want to snuggle with the foxes on that futon. But with all of the foxes gone, they don't have to make that choice. So grandparent love, best love. Oh, Fox Kid, I'm sorry. I hope that we can cheer you up. I'm this close to finally beating Hollow Knight. Radiance is kicking my ass. Yo, you can do it. It's going to feel like it's impossible. And then you're going to crush it. And it's going to be the most amazing feeling. So, do you remember where you bought your chair? So I bought it years ago, like quite a while ago, from an Office Max, I think. So, what the fuck? My necklace came undone. I just realized it was like poking out of my shirt. All weird. Wait, did something break on it? No, I get the suspicious feeling that maybe I just didn't attach it correctly. Ah, yes, I just did it again. Okay, we're good. Nothing's broken. I just can't see what I'm doing, and I'm thus thinking I'm like clipping onto an eyelet, but I'm not. Do they still have Office Max? Oh, I guess they might be Office Depot now? Or those have always been separate and Office Depot is the only one that lived? I don't know. Where's the necklace from? I got it with my like stretchy 90s necklace at Target, I think. It was like a 2-pack of necklaces. So, Office Depot is also dying. Rest in peace. I like having places like Staples or Office Max or whatever. I like having those available in the universe, but I will admit I don't use them often. So, are those Star Trek earrings? They are, in honor of the new Picard trailer. If you haven't watched the new Picard trailer, it's so good. I'm so excited. Where did I get the L desk? These desks, they're the same desk. I just built one backwards. And I got them on Amazon. I never watched Star Trek, and even I'm excited for it. Oh, it's so good. Have you seen Vinland Saga? Of course. Of course I've seen Vinland Saga. We're going nuts waiting for the next episode because we have to wait for a while, but I like the idea of someone building a desk upside down. Yeah, you know. I like the smell of an office supply store. I can't imagine the smell of an office supply store. Any place where there are lots of printers, the like kind of I don't know how to describe this. You know when like it feels like there's a lot of electricity in the air? Like you smell electricity almost. Like, is that a thing? Like, I hate that. Ozone smell. Is that what it is? I hate it. When there are like lots of printers around or like copy machines. I don't like it. It's the smell of ozone. How weird. Googling with Dooger. Smelling ozone. Ozone smell. Ozone, scientifically known as trioxygen due to the fact that it's comprised of 3 oxygen atoms, is notably pungent. It has a sharp smell that is often described as similar to that of chlorine. The smell of a printer. Ozone? What does the smell copiers always seem to emit? Even when you just run blank sheets, there's a smell that's very specific to copiers. It's ozone. There's hot components, which are warm enough to rearrange the oxygen molecules. Any ozone is created by the high voltage corona wire, not hot components. Oh shit, there's a fight in the comment section. I don't think it's an ozone smell. It's a hot plasticky smell. I would bet what we're smelling is mainly from rubber pressure getting hot against the fuser roller. Would you describe ozone as cucumbery? This is so... I'm getting more confused reading that. Yeah, it smells... It's like a static smell, which doesn't make any sense. Like a static sound makes sense, but like when it just feels... The smell feels electric. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, you know, the cucumber ozone smell. It smells like how a penny tastes. Kind of. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, I don't get the cucumber part, but that's fine. Like when you smell your computer. Oh, you know what? I think you're onto something. Or maybe not. I would have to pop it open, I think, to truly get the smell that we're talking about. We're sniffing computers now. We're trying to determine how to describe the smell of ozone. But yeah, I was saying that I really hate the smell of being next to like copy machines and printers. And people were saying, oh, that's the ozone smell. It's what people typically describe as like the smell of electricity. So we were looking it up and trying to describe what that's like. It's like metallic and static and weird. This has gone too far. Or do you like the smell before it rains? It's also ozone. See, that's what people were like, yeah, it's the like rain smell. I don't know what that means. I know the smell like on like pavement when it hasn't rained in a while. Like that smell is very specific. But just the general like, yeah, you know, the rain the smell like before it rains. I don't understand what that is. I don't know that smell. It's weird that smells and tastes have few descriptive elements aside from like X. I mean, there's like, I think it's different to say the smell is metallic versus the smell is like pennies. You know, like those are different ways of trying to think through something. There's either I have all of these descriptive words at my disposal, but then there's also, you know, or I could identify it with a thing that's highly specific. So I could say that smell is fresh, right? It smells very fresh. But there's a difference between it smells like fresh flowers versus it smells like newly grown basil versus it smells like rain, right? Like there are lots of things that might conjure up in your mind when you think a fresh smell. It smells like laundry. It smells like, you know. So I think that there are words that are highly focused that are usually things. And then there's words that are descriptive, but maybe like not descriptive enough. So sometimes it feels more to the point to just say, it smells like laundry. Fresh babies. Yeah, it smells like fresh babies. Yeah, I guess that's true. It depends on the language you speak as well. For sure. The ice cream smell in the freezer at a supermarket. I know exactly what that smell is. Hell yeah. I once described something as esports soft. Does that make sense to anyone else? What was the context? Esports soft? Is that like esports light? Like a specific type of esport? Is it a comparative term within the realm of esports, or is it a thing that isn't an esport at all that is being described as esports soft? Oh, the type of soft that those branded hoodie / jacket things the players wear are. Okay. Sure. Sure. You mean the smell of people licking ice cream and putting it back into the freezer at a supermarket? Yeah, the smell of handcuffs. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Kitty stress farts is one I know all too well. Yikes. My cats don't really fart, but man, have I been around some heinous dog farts. Yeah. Cats fart just subtly. I guess more what I mean is it's not that they're not farting, it's that their farts don't stink. Really? Their poops do. My cat is a very gassy girl. Mwah. My cats fart all the time. It's not me and my husband blaming it on them. No, sir. Baby farts, though. Baby farts are awful because you're in charge of, like, whatever's going on, like, in their diaper, right? So if you smell something that seems vaguely poop-ish, you're like, was that a fart or was it a poop? Like, I have to check. Early baby farts must smell like death. Clark, we didn't notice her actively farting until recently. Like before this, it was pretty like on the money. If we smelled something that was gross, it was like she pooped, and she did. But now it's like there's a 50-50 chance. Like I have to fucking check. My sister could sniff my niece's butt and know if it was a fart or a poop. Man, that's not a skill I have. We were congratulating my nephew because he was so gassy and having a hard time passing it. Look, that's something to celebrate. When little kids are like in a lot of pain because they have a bunch of gas, you're like, come on, buddy, just get a good fart out. You're going to feel so much better. I do that to myself. Come on, Doogs. Just get that one big fart out. It's going to feel amazing. Is Clark to the point where you can ask her? No, not yet. Yeah, I used to get, not to like sit on the fart conversation for too long, but when I was younger, I don't know if it was because of what I ate, I used to get like gas trapped all the time, and I would be in so much pain, and I would finally fart, and it was the most incredible relief of my life. Like I would be in pain for hours, just like, I don't know what this is. It must be gas. Like it has to be. And then I'd finally fart, and it was such a blessing. That's weird to think about. She'll be full on talking soon. Yeah. She started to, when we give her things and say ta, she'll say ta sometimes now, which is really cute. Ta is like, in England, sometimes when you say ta, it's like thank you, like thanks. So it's easier for babies to say early on. So we've been trying to teach her ta when we give her things. So she started to say that. I'm trying to think if there's any other new words, really. She says Peppa. What else? Does she say Peppa in a British accent? She says Peppa like how, I don't know, a baby would say Peppa. It doesn't feel like she has any kind of an accent because all of the words that are coming out of her mouth are like gobbledygook versions of the actual word, you know? Like it isn't until we tell people, oh, she's asking for help, that they can hear that she's saying help, you know? Wasn't Peppa her first word? Absolutely not. Her first words were duck and hi and dada. Those all started like concocting into real words around the same time. I would say hi was the first one that she really nailed. Babbies definitely needs translation from parents. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. I think she very clearly says hi and bye bye. She clearly says duck. Cat is hit or miss. It can sound like hat or cat. A lot of times it just comes out as at. We're like, what are we talking about? Yeah, chocolate. I mean, that happens. I have a relative who did speech therapy because of the same kind of thing, and like mixing up different sorts of sounds for a really long time. And it helped him a lot. But I mean, I think that there are a lot of kids that hit like 2.5-ish and still haven't talked at all, you know? So like kids just develop speech in such vastly different ways. It's really interesting. My cousin didn't start speaking until 5 and then started speaking in full sentences. Yeah, you hear stuff like that all the time. So I wouldn't worry. When my sister learned the word water, suddenly everything was water. Yeah, I say water around her a lot. Water around her a lot. Because that's mostly what she drinks now. She doesn't really like milk. And our pediatrician was like, she does not need formula anymore. Because it's like so dense. Like it's not necessary for a baby her size anymore. So you can keep giving her formula, but like water and a variety of food is going to be just as well. So we were like, okay, cool. We'll wean her off the bottle. We'll start giving her water. We'll see if she likes milk. She's not super into milk, but she'll drink water. So we're like, okay, fuck it. Have water. So yeah, we say that around her a lot. It's like, drink your water, drink your water. Here's your water. So I'm expecting that she's gonna start saying water at some point. Yeah. All babies develop so different. It's crazy. Like, so many of us at least know a baby, right? And if you don't, that's fine. But like a lot of us, when I do talk about baby stuff, so many of you guys are able to contribute back with like either similar stories or completely different stories, you know? And in the end, they're all growing fine. But like Clark started walking at a certain point that might be way earlier or way later than babies that you guys know. Clark started like trying to say words maybe way earlier or way later than babies you know did. Yeah, I think like I talked about this before, but I was reading a write-up from a dad who has twins. And he was saying that was like the best way for him to learn very quickly, like that kids are all going to be totally different. Because he had these twins and they were trying to do everything exactly the same for them so that they didn't have any jealousy issues or anything like that. And they just developed totally different. They just like started doing things at totally different times, and they were interested in totally different things. And he was just like, yeah, it was like a really in my face way to realize like, oh, this kid is excelling at this kid is excelling at this, and like try to celebrate those things and try not to worry as much about the other stuff. But it's hard. That is hard. It's really hard when it's your kid, or when it's like a kid in your family, to not start to think like, I hope there isn't anything wrong, you know, or I hope that if they need something extra, if they need more from us, I hope we're not ignoring that, you know. And I think as long as you're thinking about that stuff, as long as you're trying to be aware of like, how can I help you more? Is there anything more that I can do to help you? Then that's the most important thing in my mind, is to try to help them as much as possible. Definitely much better than ignoring it, right? Children are bizarre and terrifying. That's also true. As a mom, confirmed. That's also true. I love kids. In the long run, I'm glad I only have pets. I have so many friends that love coming, hanging out with Clark, spending time with her, and then are like, awesome, I'm going to go home to my cat and chill. Like, I totally get that. Kraken is adorable with Clark. Oh my god, he is. He loves her. It's so cute. Like, if he's gonna come visit, he's always like, make sure that I'm gonna be a little late, but can Clark stay up just a little bit longer so I can say goodnight? Like, he just loves her. It's so cute. I got new kitties today and they're adorable. Oh. Not to visit you guys, only Clark. Yeah, just Clark. She's the star of our house. It's fine. We get it. Children are a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. Mm. Their names are Link and Nero, and they're brothers. Aww. Adorable. Happy National Ice Cream Day. It's ice cream day. Oh my gosh. Is it weird that my first thought was, man, I should go to the churro place with my parents then? They have really good ice cream there, but it's technically a churro place. Yeah, every day is a something day, right? Why not celebrate the food ones? Yeah, I'm trying to remember how old Watson was when we snagged her. 4 weeks, I think, when we found her. It's your birthday! Happy birthday, Paul under intensity. Everybody say happy birthday. Let's get some doogays and chat. I hope you're having a good birthday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Is it anyone else's birthday? Do you know Jeanette Plew or Jeanette Plew? I do not. All right, okay, come on now. Churro flavored ice cream is incredible. I don't think I've ever had that. Did you see the game that Jesse was playing? It looks like your kind of thing. Which one? Which one? Average age for kitties to be sold is 12 weeks, I believe. Yeah, mine, Watson was found in the bushes, so that was a little different, but. Oh, night. Fuck, hold on. Let me check my wish list. Night call. Yeah, I'm the one who kept talking about that one. I haven't played it yet, though. Yeah, I definitely want to play it. Night Call is also a good song. Is that a song? Have you played Bloodstained since they weakened the spells and weapons? No. Fuck, I should have beaten it before they nerfed it. No. Oh, Suralsa, that's very sweet. Why did they nerf it? There were some, I mean, there were definitely builds in that game that were a little OP. What's your favorite Hollow Knight boss? That's so hard. Probably Nightmare King Grim was my favorite one to do. Um, I loved the whole troop DLC. I thought all of that was really cool. But Nightmare King Grim, that was like probably my favorite fight. Um, oh my god. I've really wanted to get a Hollow Knight tattoo because it's one of my favorite games of all time and I just love it and I think the aesthetic is so cool and there's so many cool things you could do with it, right? So I keep thinking like what could I do that's either like really subtle or really interesting with it, or maybe somebody could tell but maybe not. Um and then I stumbled onto like this piece of art that was so cool that's like it's the little knight and then each of the mantis lords like in a triangle around him like about to fight, and it looked so fucking cool and I was like, oh my god, that would be such a cool tattoo, right? um which again I realize is like the opposite of what I was just saying, right? I was like, what if it was like really subtle and it wasn't like super obvious? And then I was like, or what if I just got some fucking mantis lords on me, right? So I like went to look at their page where they put all of their art, and literally like two other people had messaged this person being like, I really want to get the mantis lords tattooed on me, are you cool with that? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, I can't do it. Now I can't do it because there's apparently a legion of people out there with the mantis lords tattooed on them. But it's super cool. Wait, I'll find it. It's really cool art. Yeah, this is it. That's it. So my original idea for something that I thought would be cool before I started looking around to see if anybody had ever done um uh to see if anybody had done any like cool Hollow Knight tattoos. It's sick, right? It's super sick. Like there's just the composition of it is so cool. I love it. Everybody wants a tattoo of that now. It's so good. um, but anyway, so I've got like all of these, right? And in the dream sequences of Hollow Knight, there's like Hollow Knight specific kind of mandalas in that game that show up in the dream parts. And I was like, it would be really cool if I like if they started turning into those instead, like as I got more stuff on the arm. So that was my original idea. It was like, oh, it would be cool if it was just like some of the dream sequence like mandalas instead. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, or what if I just got all of the Hollow Knight characters all over my arm? Yeah. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So far I've felt very happy with all of my tattoo choices. But I've like really considered all of them. So this is one of those things where I'm like, all right, I've been thinking about how cool it would be because I just think there's so many really interesting things aesthetically in Hollow Knight that you could work with to make a cool design. I think that there's something really cool that I could do there, but I want to make sure that I think about it, you know. Wendy Arts, thank you so much for gifting subs. Anybody who has gifted a sub by Wendy Arts, be sure to say thank you. Maybe there's going to be something amazing in the new game as well. That's also true. Should probably just wait. I think, yeah, because, you know, all of the bugs have, like, their masks. Some of the masks are so cool. But I wouldn't want to just get, you know, if it was like a character I didn't care about, but I really liked their mask, I wouldn't just get that mask for no reason, you know? Do belly button tattoos hurt to get? I have no idea. Things that are in like squishy places tend to not hurt as much as bony places. Places where the skin is really thin, you tend to feel more than places where the skin is thicker. Those are kind of the rules of thumb that I know, but finger tattoos hurt a lot. I actually don't remember. I remember this hurting, but I don't remember thinking to myself, like, this is unbearably, like, this hurts so bad. But it's fine. It's basically not there anymore. Because Fallout. Have you seen the jewelry on Etsy for Hollow Knight? There's some quality stuff. I haven't, but I'm assuming, if I was going to guess, I'm assuming that somebody has done, like, some really cool things with all of the different, I'm mixing up games now. Badges, trinkets, charms. That's the word in Hollow Knight. Fuck. Yeah, with all the different charms. I assume people have done some cool stuff with that. Hi, Joe. How's it going, dude? It depends on your pain tolerance. I'm sure that's true. Yeah. But, like, they say pretty much across the board, like, knees are terrible, feet are terrible, hands, I think just in general, people have said hurt really bad. I have a Triforce on my ribs. It literally didn't even hurt. I'm trying to think. There were some spots on this one that hurt near my shoulder blade, for sure. I mean, the whole thing, it doesn't feel good to get a tattoo unless you're like a specific type of person. It doesn't feel good to get a tattoo. But there were definitely spots where I was like, ooh, like you have to like breathe through it, you know? Don't kink shame me. I'm not. If you get a tattoo and you're like, fuck, that was amazing. That's you. That's all you. My dude, live your best life. Top of the shoulder and near the collarbone was the worst I've had so far. Interesting. My mom said her ankles were the worst. I bet that's true. I bet ankles fucking hurt. I do have tattoos. Yeah. I have a big one. I have a big thing that like goes from here down here. So like this continues up onto my back. Yeah, tattoos are a little addictive. It's weird. I've found that it's been beneficial for me to make myself wait. But like I got this big old thing, right? And I was like, okay, I'm good for a while, right? Like that was huge. And now I keep going to Sam and being like, I just want another tattoo so bad. I'm not going to get one yet, but I think about it a lot. I had my latest one done at Easter. I thought that's it for a while, and then 3 months later, I'm jonesing. No, Sam doesn't have any. He wants to get something, but he is understandably waiting until he has like a design that he really likes and finds somebody who can do a really good job with it. I like tattoos with the 3D effect, like where it's like Like the ones that have an insect that looks like it's really on you, or like when it looks like there's something underneath the skin and it's done really well. That sort of stuff really weirds me out. Like, I think it's really cool to look at, but I would not want it. One of these days, man. One of these days, I'm going to just be covered. I like the Yakuza-esque tattoos, whole back dragon fish tiger ones, or sleeve fish ones. Though I would never get one myself. Yeah, exactly. I think that there are lots of things. It goes for like just art in general, right? There are lots of things that you can look at and be like, "Wow, that's gorgeous." But it's so specific to tattoos to have the modifier in your mind of like, "Wow, that's incredible. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous." I would not want that, right? Like, it's an extreme version of looking at art and saying, that's beautiful, but I don't want it in my house. Like, to look at art and go, that's beautiful, but I would not want that on my body. A Terminator arm under your skin. Woof. Is it really Sunday? Boo. I mean, here it is. There are places in the world where it is not Sunday anymore, but it is Sunday here, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, um I think my friend has talked about this before, but just in case, I'll not name them. Um but I have a friend, a close friend, who has a problem with like fainting the second they're in pain, and really, really, really wants a tattoo, but knows that they'll probably go in, and the second it starts, they'll pass out. Just so sad. Have you taken Clark flying? Yeah, she's been on lots of planes. She's already been on lots of planes because for both sides of the family, our families are a plane right away. So she went to Oregon for Rose City Comic Con and also for Thanksgiving. And she's been to England for Christmas and also for Ollie's wedding. So she's been on lots of planes already. She does really well. Understandably, the longer ones are really hard because we try to help her sleep. But how do they handle stubbing their toes? I don't think I've ever seen Clark stub her toe. Clark has straight up walked on a Duplo, which is like toddler Legos. She straight up walked on a Duplo, and I was like, oof, that's going to be the rest of our lives, is walking on Duplos and Legos. Stepped on one, looked down, picked her foot up, and just kept walking. And I was like, are you immune to that shit right now? Oh, how do they handle stubbing their toes? I mean, your friend that faints. Oh, I see. I don't think that that's enough pain. She's more well-traveled than I am. Yeah. I mean, there's something, I think it'll probably be beneficial to us that she's starting flying really early. People have said that even if you take kids on a plane a lot when they're young, like sure they'll get like better with planes over time, but they also hit an age where they realize that they're flying. So they'll be fine with it, and then typically they'll hit an age where they're suddenly terrified to fly, and they have to like get reacclimated to the idea of like what being on a plane actually means, which is interesting. So she's too strong, too powerful. I've traveled all my life and I hate turbulence. That's funny. I think, Joe, weren't you the one that we were talking with about turbulence? Like how for some people it's like no matter what, any amount of turbulence will make you immediately think to yourself, this plane might crash. like this plane something might happen to this plane right now. I don't do that at all unless there's a lot of turbulence. I barely even notice it. But I've been on a lot of planes. But I've now like heard from a couple of different people who have said I've been on planes my whole life and I still am fucking terrified the second the plane is like like no. I hate flying because of the boredom. So Sam and I have opposite side issues with our legs on planes. For Sam, his legs are so long that if it's one of those planes where they've just packed in as many seats as possible, his legs hurt so bad from trying to like fit them in the space that he has. My issue is that my legs dangle. My legs can't touch the floor when I'm sitting on a plane, right? Because I'm much shorter. So what that means is that my knees start to really, really hurt after a while because my legs are just like hanging there. So for both of us at the end of a flight, both of us are like, fuck, my legs are killing me. Like they hurt so bad. Yeah, I understand why sometimes really tall people will go to the front and be like, are there any like extra legroom seats available? And they'll say, no, sorry, they're all grabbed. And then they'll see like children in the extra leg seats. Like sometimes Sam will see a child in an extra legroom seat and he's like, I'm not going to be mad at a child, but God damn it. What about Clark? What are her pet peeves about flying? She has to stay in one spot. Probably. That I think would be the big issue. Now that she's old enough that she can run everywhere in her normal life, to say to her, hi, okay, we're going to be here for 10 hours and I really need you to like sit for as much of that as possible is like ridiculous. Lest you get ear or pressure problems. Yeah, there have been descents. Normally not when we start flying or when we're in the air, but when the plane starts descending, if she's teething at all, it's rough. That's really rough. I get upset at parents for not even trying to stop the child. Stop the child doing what? When a baby's like crying, sometimes there's nothing you can do except comfort them. If a baby's like kicking at things or doing annoying shit like that, I get being frustrated with that because you can at least like try to keep them from doing that, right? But crying is hard. You can't just make a baby stop crying. You can try to soothe them and try to figure out why they're crying and try to help them and fix it. But like, babies can't express themselves in a whole lot of ways. So if they're frustrated or in pain or anything like that, it's just what they're going to do, you know? Do you think you were ready to have a baby? Or was it something you wanted? I love kids, but I'm terrified of the fact that me, an idiot, will have to raise it for 18 plus years. Yeah, I waited until I was ready to have a kid, until I felt like comfortable and like I'm ready, like I'm mentally prepared to have a child. Um, it was still absolutely terrifying to actually be pregnant, and then it was absolutely terrifying to actually have the baby. Um, but it's honestly been like a complete joy. I don't think that everybody should have to have kids. I don't think that everybody should have to like kids. None of that. I'm not about to be the person who's like, oh, but when it's yours, it's different. Or like, everybody should feel the joy of being a parent. No. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. There are plenty of kids that are unloved in this world. Like, we don't need more. But I knew that I really wanted kids, and I waited until I was old enough and felt comfortable and happy and like mentally prepared to have kids. And I'm very happy that I did. I'm very happy that I waited. What do you recommend to stop unwanted behavior? Like on a plane, distractions. I know that like so many parents are like, well, it says here that they shouldn't be doing this, or this until they're this age. Dude, on a plane, I gotta be real with you. On a plane, if you have anything that can play a cartoon, it will save your sanity, the sanity of everybody on the plane. Like, we downloaded as much stuff as we could onto the iPad. We had food as distraction, we had cartoons as distraction, and we tried to help her sleep when it was obvious she was tired. Those were like the three things. There were a couple of times that she was like pushing on chairs or like doing something like that, and I distracted her the second that I noticed that it was happening. And it pretty much always worked. And if she was over all of that, took her on a walk through the aisles, tried to just like help her like get up, see new things, stretch her legs a little bit. But at this age, you can't explain to them why they shouldn't do something. So the easiest thing to do is to either remove the thing, which you can't do on a plane. I can't just be like, hi, could you move your chair? Like, so it's either remove the thing or it's distract them, right? And on a plane, it's all about freaking distracting your baby. Do you really need several episodes? Would she notice if it's the same one over and over again? I mean, keep in mind, I'm also there. I will go crazy if it's the same episode of Peppa Pig over and over and over again. I'll die. So, yeah, I need the variety at the very least. There's only 5 episodes of Peppa Pig. Yeah, wink. Totally. Dude, Zira, going to a restaurant and having like the wait staff um willing to like interact with your kid, amazing. It's so nice. It's so nice. Because it creates a situation where you feel like you can not necessarily like ask for the moon, right? But like it just feels like you can if the baby's being weird, like you don't have to be as embarrassed about it, I guess. I don't know what it is. Oh, I lucked out with Mia. There was something about me holding her. It would instantly calm her down and put her to sleep. Whenever she got fussy, I would just hold her and she'd stop. So much jealousy from other parents. Yeah, man. There are definitely kids that are way more like touch focused. Like touch really does something for them. Clark has never been a snuggly kid. She's never been a touchy kid. Until like recently, she's gotten really into like, let's read a book. I'll sit in your lap, like that sort of stuff, or like running over and like hugging and stuff. Oh my God, it's my heart grew 18 sizes. But she's like, as a baby, wriggly, 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 wriggly. I want to look at everything. I want to touch everything. I want to see everything. You're holding me right now, and it's really like messing up my vibe. Like that was my child. Can Clark distinguish between Peppa and other kids' TV shows? She knows the difference between like if we're showing her nursery rhyme stuff, like music stuff, she knows the difference between that and like Peppa and Ben and Holly's and like, the more story-based shows for sure. I don't think maybe this is just I don't know. I think this is different for everybody, but I don't think there's a problem bringing a baby to a cinema if you're also willing to say if my baby is disrupting the movie, I will take them out of the movie, right? Are you ever afraid that your child might grow to dislike you? I've talked about this before, but the thing that I constantly try to tell myself is one day she's going to be having a conversation with somebody and talk about all of the really annoying things that I do. Right? She's going to have a conversation about some like shitty thing that I said to her or about like something that I do that like really bothers her or something, right? Like it's impossible to be a perfect parent. I hope that I want her to have people that she can complain like about me with. Right? Like I hope that she doesn't dislike me. I hope that we get along. I hope that she feels like she can trust me. Um I don't need us to be like best friends, but I hope that I can be a good mother to her and that we're receptive to one another and we listen to one another, right? So yeah, I worry that something will happen that will like cause a rift between us at some point when she's older. But I hope that if that does happen, we can work through it and yeah, there will be something about the way that I've raised her and what I do that will drive her absolutely insane. It's impossible to avoid that as a parent, and I have to like get used to that now. Yeah, exactly. I hope that when she thinks about me, even if there's like a level of annoyance there, the overall feeling when she thinks of me is that I love her, you know? Yeah, I mean, my mom and my sister like have had rifts. My dad and my brother have had rifts, you know. But we're all super close and we all love each other and it happens, right? I think that I will have a hard time with it. But I don't think that I would ever think to myself, there's nothing I can do, right? Like we can never mend this relationship. I don't think I would ever think that. I think I'm a positive enough of a person. I mean, it depends on the situation, but I think I'm a positive enough person that I would try, you know? It gets better when kids move out too. My mom is my best friend as an adult, for sure. Yeah, I think that there's something really important about like feeling like you can kind of spread your wings a little bit and figure out who you are. But yeah, I try to be realistic, I guess is what I'm saying. I want to try to be the best mom that I can be, show her that I love her every day, and accept that there will be situations where we miscommunicate and where she's so annoyed with me, she just doesn't want to talk to me. And all of that, all of those normal kid child things, and hope that in the end, we're still close, you know. I feel very close with my parents. Very close with them. And I'm not just saying that because they're in the other room. Very physically, yeah. We're very physically close currently. I'll tell them you say hi. I'll tell them you all say hi. I made a French press for the first time in a while today. Sorry, not to totally change the topic. I made a French press for the first time in a while because I've normally been doing just the like single serve pour over stuff. That's so nice. I forgot how much I love French press coffee. It's great. I want to make another one, but I'm not going to because it's very strong. And I've had plenty now. Yeah, oh my god. I watched a sorted food episode and realized that in the UK it's called something totally different. Fuck, what was it called? What is a French press called in England? Somebody out there is gonna know. Cafetiere, that's what it is. I was like, what the fuck are they talking? So okay. Side note, Sorted Food is like one of the best channels on YouTube. I've been watching it for years, so I'm really attached to them. But like, Sorted Food is great. They've done a couple of episodes that are like, here's things we recommend having in the kitchen, but it's always like kind of a game sort of situation almost. And this one was like the two chefs giving one of the guys like two versions of the same thing. So one of them was like an oven safe, huge like pan that's nonstick, like all of these things, and then the person will guess like how much each thing is. One is like a much more expensive version of the same thing, right? And one of them was a French press where they were like, here's a really cheap French press, and here's like the super deluxe extra fancy French press, right? Both are fine. Let's try them both out, see if there's any differences. Like, would you pay this much for the really fancy one? And I was so confused because you like pulled it out and was like, cafetiere. And I was like, what? I started watching Sorted Food because of you, and I really like it. It's great. They're just so wholesome. I haven't thought about them in a while. They make great stuff. They're still like super prolific. They still make a ton of stuff, and it's all really fun. Yeah, it's great. Oh, my Sunday morning ritual is Sorted Food and Dodger coffee. Thank you, Meadow Fox. That's very sweet. In French, we just say cafetiere for any regular cheap coffee maker. Amazing. I just found them. Thank you. Yeah, they're great. They've done cookbooks. They have like a whole like online community that's all about food and stuff, but their videos are just like really fun. The concept of it from the beginning is we're a group of friends. Some of us are chefs and some of us are not, right? Like not at all. And together we'll all like learn more about food and do fun food related things together. So it's really cool. I like Bon Appetit's channel. Yes, I also like Bon Appetit's channel. I don't find very often I watch Bon Appetit thinking to myself every time like, oh man, I'm excited to watch them make this thing. Maybe I'll make it. I've never watched a Bon Appetit video and at the end been like, I should really try that. But I still enjoy the like lab aspect of it, if that makes sense. The like I've been working on this thing for a while and here's how it wound up. Like that kind of an aspect I really like. Did you see the Witcher trailer? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, I did see it. I think that it's going to be good. A lot of people were saying that it seems like it's pulling from the short stories, which I have not read. It makes me want to read the short stories, though. But yeah, it looks like it's got a lot of potential there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What are we talking about? We were talking about food YouTubers, YouTube channels that are all about food. I think the first one that I got really into was Chef John, Food Wishes. I think Food Wishes is one of those ones that everybody at some point kind of like comes across. Oh, we were also talking about the Witcher trailer. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. I went straight back to food in my mind. Yeah. Binging with Babish is good. Binging with Babish, I don't constantly, like when I see a new Binging with Babish video, I don't instantly go, oh, I really want to watch that. But I'll occasionally watch it. Does that make sense? I don't think I've ever seen Food Wishes. Oh, it's fun. Chef John. So nearly anybody, just to give you a heads up, nearly anybody that goes to watch Chef John for the first time will be like, why does this guy talk like this? It grows on you. I know that sounds weird. It does grow on you, I think. Do you watch One Meal a Day? It's simple Korean recipes. I don't. The Korean channel that I've watched a few times is Mangchi. I really like Mangchi. Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi or no?
Not really.
Okay, there's my daddy. Everybody say hi. I love Mangchi. I make her stuff fairly regularly. I've made a couple of different Mangchi recipes, and they've been really good. Mangchi's the cutest. She is. She's adorable. She's like everybody's sweet Korean mom. What a cameo. We are blessed. Yeah, he's my actual daddy. I'm looking at the Food Wishes channel. I got so hungry just looking at the thumbnails. Yeah, he makes all kinds of stuff. There's a recipe that went up really recently that's chicken with like a Laos marinade. And I tried that the other day and it was really good. I missed the Duke dad reveal. He did not show his face, if that makes you feel better. This is a much needed distraction from my master's paper. Or should you be working on your master's paper? Did he like Spider-Verse? I don't know. I'll ask him when he steps out. He's got like 15 years worth of food videos. It's true. Yeah, Chef John has been around forever. What other food channels do I watch? I really like Sarah's Vegan Kitchen, mostly because I like Sarah a lot. I really like Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. That's a lot of like what I eat in a day sort of stuff though, and like buying vegan things at the store and trying them and seeing how they taste. But she's done some really good videos that are like I wanted to make fake salmon. I'm going to try all of these different recipes on how to make fake salmon and we'll see what tastes the best, right? Like that kind of a thing. Those are really interesting, I think, because you can't find a whole lot of videos where people say, I'm going to see which one actually tastes right, because I think that's... Are you guys still watching Spider-Verse? Chat wants to know.
Yeah.
Are you liking it?
I'm falling asleep.
Oh no! He said he's falling asleep. It's okay. He's been kind of falling asleep all morning. It doesn't necessarily mean the movie's bad. It just means that he's tired. My kind of guy. My dad always falls asleep while watching movies. My dad has to be on a lot of different medications for his back and stuff. And so sometimes he has days where he's just like wiped. And we think it's because of the meds that he's on. But he also like did a bunch of traveling yesterday and stuff too. So it's like compounded. My dad falls asleep in front of the TV nearly every night. Whoa, am I your dad? Recently I've been a lot better about it, but I go through periods of time where if I'm watching a lot of TV and shows and stuff, which I ebb and flow with that. Sometimes I don't watch any TV, and sometimes I'll be like, I want to just binge something on Netflix, right? I will 100% fall asleep on the couch. So there have been weeks where Sam will like come out and be like, well, she never said goodnight, which means she's probably passed out on the couch. We're the same age, but you're my spiritual dad. Perfect. Must be a comfy couch. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It has served me very well. My big orange couch. It's been annihilated by the cats, so it's not something that I would take with me when we move, but it has been a very good couch to me. Why do I look so radiant? I put on eyeshadow. Maybe that helped. But thank you. Is there big furniture you would take with you? So the two items that I have that are like family or sentiment, where I'm like, I have to bring these, are my hope chest, my big hope chest, and my great grandmother's rocking chair that was passed down to me. So I have that. Those two things I would not leave without. Everything else is just stuff, you know, if I can find somebody that I know who will take it and would, you know, take good care of it and enjoy it, awesome. Obviously, I would prefer that anything that we leave behind go to a loving home. But what about the Bulmas? The Bulmas are coming with me. Are you guys selling your house? We don't own this house. We cannot afford to buy a house in Los Angeles. No. We rent. We've rented the whole time we've lived here. Hilariously, though, the apartment that we were in before we moved into this house is the same amount of rent as where we were living, which was much smaller. It just goes to show you, like, any of you who are like, I would love to move to LA someday, don't live in LA. Just don't do it. I know that driving sucks and it's a pain, but you are going to save so much money moving further outside of the city. And if they do what they keep saying they're going to do, and the metro line actually like gets expanded and goes more places, it'll be a whole lot easier as well to get into the city if you need to. But sell the house anyway. Chaos reigns. Yeah, we're moving to England. Well, assuming that they look at my application and say, she seems like a good egg, we'd like to have her in England. There's a non-0% chance that they look at my application and say, no, we're good. You can keep her. So we'll see. Why am I moving to England? My husband is from England. He's been away from home for a very long time. He's very homesick. His entire family is there. And, we've had Clark. She has lots of little cousins that are near her age that are in England now. So we would love for her to be able to grow up with her cousins. Sam would love to be close to his family. He, in short terms, like, I told him that when he wanted to go home, we could go. And we had Clark, and he was like, I think I'm ready to go home. So that's it. That's that. No, I mean, if you think of it this way, Sam did it for me, like, no questions asked. Like, Sam moved out here and was here for a while on a visa and, like, worked out here, and he and I sort of, like, tested the waters of having, like, a serious relationship together. We were serious before he moved, but we got to, like, really spend a lot of time together, you know? Well, he was on his visa. And then his visa was up and he was sent back and we were long distance again. And And then he moved back over and we got engaged and all that happened. And yeah, and we originally I had talked about moving to England at that point. And he was like, I don't know that you're ready to leave America, and that's fine. I'll move back to America. That's okay with me. And I always told him at that point, I told him, like, if you want to go home, you tell me, because you've, like, given up being near your family twice now. So if you want to go, we will go. No questions asked. So just let me know when that is. And now we're there. So what an amazing partner. I know, dude. Sam's the best. I like love him or whatever. Yeah, it'll be hard. I mean, it'll be hard to move for sure. Fortunately, I've been, I haven't lived near like I'm a short plane ride away, but I haven't lived like close to my family in 10 years. So, I think that it'll feel different, but it'll feel similar. Um, it'll be hard, but it'll be manageable, I think. And I've got family there. I love Sam's family. I'm close with them. So I'm not going with no one but Sam. And the kids are there, and the kids will want to play together all the time. And yeah, it's a new adventure. I feel bad when I don't feel homesick. You shouldn't. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know your life or your dynamics with your home or any of that, or your previous home, your past life. But I think it's healthy and good to have moments where you forget to be homesick, or when you think like, do I want to go home? Not really. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know your past incarnations. Yeah, exactly.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's great about doing this, right? We can do it anywhere. So I'll continue to do the exact same things that I do now, but just in England. The coffee company will continue to thrive, fingers crossed. Cat gang stuff will continue to happen. And I'll continue to stream. It'll be great. We have the same schedule? I have no idea. That's not something that I can call yet. We don't know what that's going to be. That we won't be able to decide that until we're there, I don't think, and figure out like what works for us. Will you have the same 14 server? Yeah, we've got a bunch of people from England in our, or from Europe, I should say, in our free company. So, yeah, same server, same everything. But yeah, there are lots of questions that people consistently ask that I don't have an answer to. If it feels like I'm avoiding questions in all of this, it's because we don't have an answer yet. When are we moving? I don't know. They haven't even said whether or not I'm allowed to move. So there are questions that have no answer right now. Are we moving? I don't know. Probably. I mean, we would like to. That's the plan. Why would you not be allowed to move? Well, I am not a citizen of the United Kingdom, and so I had to fill out a bunch of paperwork and put together all kinds of documents, print out all kinds of things, sign a bunch of stuff, put it in an envelope, and send it off to Sheffield so that a bunch of people that I've never met before can look at my application and say, she's all right. And I have to wait an indeterminate amount of weeks to find out whether or not the folks in Sheffield think I'm an all right egg. So we'll see. Is there anything on your mug? I have the vocabulary of a well-educated sailor, is what my mug says. This was one of those mugs that I bought when I was like, I don't need more mugs, and I bought it anyway. Yeah, we're hoping that when they glance through, they'll see the important points, which are they're a nice little family with a baby. One of them born and raised in England, and they make all right money, so they'll contribute to the economy. Stamp, you're good to go. Come to England. That's my hope. They're fans of Peppa Pig. Fuck, I should have put that. Here's an entire page of this document that's all pictures of my child watching Peppa Pig. You're welcome. We're preparing her. Do they know about the cats? That doesn't matter. The cats are separate visas. The cats get their own visas. Hilariously enough. What is the marshmallow on the floor? Are you talking about that? It's a ring for one of Clark's toys that has a pig on it. And Sherlock has 100% picked that up and taken it in here and decided it's his now. So I get to pick that up and put it back with Clark's toys where it belongs. So the cats have to, fortunately, between America and the United Kingdom, it's not a whole bunch of extra stuff, but the cats will have to go in and get like a full body workup, blood tests, all of that stuff. The United Kingdom has completely eradicated rabies. So that's the huge thing that they're worried about, is like, please do not bring any animal in here that is a carrier of anything that even smells like rabies, right? So they will get a full workup, a bunch of paperwork that says these cats are good, they're all right, they have normal cat shit going on. And then we have to take that in, I don't remember where we have to take it, but essentially we have to get them cleared to go to another country. Visas, cat visas. We have to get clearance for them to go to another country based on that paperwork. They will hop on a plane with us, go to England. They'll be put in quarantine while they review all of the paperwork and make sure that it's all up to snuff. They'll check out the cats and say, yeah, it seems like they're not trying to pull the wool over our eyes. These seem like the same cats and they seem healthy enough. And then they, fingers crossed, hand the cats to us and we go home. Yeah, they'll interview the cat just to make sure that our stories are the same. Whose computer is that? That is my old computer that we kept for emergencies and also because there's a bunch of stuff on that hard drive. Cat citizenship test. Yeah. I think, you know what I think is crazy? Is that as an American, and I think they're trying to change this, as an American, I can literally hop on a plane and go to England. Show them my passport and they're like, cool, welcome to England, right? For Sam's mom, right? For my mother-in-law to visit America, she has to have a specific thing that clears her to come to America. She can't just buy a ticket and be like, sick, I'm going to America. Weird. Like, yeah, the ESTA. It's very strange. And so now, from what I understand, the United Kingdom is like, that's bullshit. Make them do that too. So pretty soon here, I think Americans are also going to have to get an equivalent of an ESTA in order to go to the United Kingdom, which totally makes sense. Why would I visit if they make it so difficult? I mean, that's up to you if you want to get the thing or not. From what I understand, this is coming from a place of like not a whole lot of information, but from what I understand, depending on what country it is in Europe currently, depending on what country it is, they like really need people to visit. They like need more tourism or want more tourism. Some countries are like really struggling economically right now, I guess. Are you going to try to work toward UK citizenship? That's another question that doesn't really have an answer right now. I've never lived there. So if we move there, like Sam would never apply for American citizenship. Because America, from talking with lawyers and stuff, America would make him give up his English citizenship. And he's like, fuck no, I'll never do that. Right? So Sam would never apply for American citizenship. And he knows that now after living here for a while and after asking the right people. If we move to England and say I love it and America is making me continue to pay taxes, which they will, I'll have to continue to pay taxes for a certain number of years, even if I'm living in England. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Sure, maybe I'll apply. But I can't say whether or not that's a thing yet, because I haven't even moved yet. It depends on the two countries whether or not dual citizenship is on the table. Some countries will say you have to give up your other citizenship in order to have citizenship here. Why would they make you pay taxes to a country you don't live in? Great question. Apparently. And again, this is something that I've just been told. I don't have any like actual numbers on this, but I've been told that most people give up their American citizenship because they're sick of paying taxes when they don't live there anymore. Jeez, it takes 10 years. I stopped living in the U.S. in 2008. I had to file U.S. tax returns up until last year. That's fucking nuts, man. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the sort of stuff that we don't really have answers for, and that are kind of like, we'll do our best. But again, literally none of this matters if some dude in Sheffield looks at my application and is like, fuck no. So, yeah, that's my life right now. It's just like, well, there's nothing I can do. It's all submitted. There's nothing I can do. I just have to sit. I just have to sit and wait for them to be like, we've come to a decision. So I hope it'll be okay. Yeah. That's one of the reasons that like so many streams have gotten really like mucked up or like changed times and things, is because Sam currently is trying to do a bunch of stuff to make sure that he can stay in America for as long as he needs to. And I, at the same time, am applying to leave America and having to like go in and submit things and all of that. So, yeah. My personal gift to the Queen wasn't good enough. Fuck. Isn't the world great? It's so good. My fiance just bought the mug you're using. Fuck yes. Cheers to that. Hell yeah. It's a good mug. You guys are married and have a kid. It should be easy. Can't he stay for an extended amount of time if he's married to an American? So when you get a green card, you get a green card for a year, and then they check in and say, hey, all of the things that were true when you got your green card, are those things still true? Please send us more evidence, right? Please send us more evidence that shows that you are still married to the person, or still have the job that you said you had, or blah, 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 right? So in our case, it was, look at all this. We have a baby, and we had a beautiful wedding ceremony, and our lives together are fantastic. Look at all of these pictures. Look at all of this evidence. Look at all of these texts. Look at all of this whatever. We send that in, and then they say, cool. We'll follow up with you in a few months on what else you need to do. So, we have been occasionally getting contacted to do follow-up things for the last 18 months, which is hilarious to me. So he had his green card that was good for 1 year. And then they were like, all right, after we've like approved everything, you'll have one that I think is good for 10 years. Right? So everything that they're asking us to do right now is going to get him a 10-year green card once it's finally done. And then hilariously, we're trying to leave. But again, say that my shit doesn't go right. Say that some dude in Sheffield is like, fuck no. Sam has to still be like set up to stay here, right? So green cards, once you have a green card, it's not like you're good forever. It's like the green card is good for a certain amount of time, and then they're gonna check in with you. So it's not like you get a green card and then you can just be like, all right, sick, I've got the card, I don't need you anymore, let's get a divorce, I'm moving on with my life. They will make sure, they'll check in and see if you should still have it. So yeah. No, you have to. He can be on a green card for the rest of his life. He doesn't have to apply for citizenship at all. And a green card doesn't turn into citizenship. But once you've had a green card for a certain amount of time, you can apply for citizenship if you want. The Dude, thank you so much for gifting a bunch of subs. Anybody who is gifted subs by the Dude 7053, be sure to say thank you. Thanks so much. That's very generous of you. Anyway, yeah. So that's the sort of stuff that we're doing. And now I think we should move on questions, because there are obviously a lot of people who are coming in and re-asking questions that I've already answered. So, let's new topic, because I'm going to start rehashing stuff. But going in circles is fun. Is it? I just got here. Hi, Ninja Bob. How are you? We've talked about all kinds of stuff. I made apple chips. I used Fuji apples because you said they were super good. They are. I think the Fuji apples were my favorite apple chips. Did you have an alphabet book for babies with a weird theme? Yes. It's called Monster ABC. And every letter is a different monster. There's also a D&D ABC book. I don't have that one, but I would like to have that one. Did you like Monster ABC? Yeah, it's one of her favorite books. It's super cute. Danny and Mel got it for her when she was still really young, and she still loves that book. It's great. D&D ABC? Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it's called. ABCs of D&D. Is that it? Yeah, the ABCs of D&D is the name of the book. A is for adventure. May you always be on one. B is for book, the source of our fun. C is for creatures of every shape and size. Super cute. I will buy it. It is, yeah. Ivan made that one. I was rewatching Wicked Thimble a few days ago. Oh, thank you. Do you have any plans to DM another game? Yeah, I really want to. I really want to do a Fate game. I don't know if I want to stream it. I feel a lot of pressure streaming games when I'm not like a seasoned DM. Not that I think I need to be, but I don't have the same sort of skill set that Jesse has when it comes to like storytelling, I don't think. And maybe that's just me not giving myself enough credit. I'm willing to accept that might be part of it, is just like insecurity. But I think that I would benefit from trying to run some games that didn't have as much pressure. And I really love the Fate system. So I think I'd really like to try to run like a low-key Fate game. Thanks, guys. Aw, thank you. Ivan was in chat for the curry stream. He was? I didn't even notice. Aw. You did a good job with your one-shots. Thanks, guys. Aw, thanks. I think back on them and I'm like, oh, I could have done that so much better. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I think considering that they're the only times I've ever DM'd, I did all right. Fate as in Fate's Day or something else. No, so there's a game system called Fate that we used for Nebula Jazz. If you ever watched Nebula Jazz, it's a really, really cool system that's like entirely about group collaboration. it's awesome. Like, it gives you so much room to make literally any character that you want. So we decided to use it because we wanted to do a space game, but we wanted to do a space game where everybody could be literally anything that they wanted. And Adam was like, okay, give me a minute. And then he came back to us and said, okay, well, we've got a system called Fate. And it basically makes it so that you create, I can't remember the exact words inside of the game, but you create like short phrases that apply to you in a way that you can call upon them. So I wanted to be a slime monster, basically. And so I needed a statement about myself to be like my core statement. This was like the thing that defines me as a person, right? They're called aspects in the game. That's right. So this is called your core aspect. It is like the thing that is distinctly you. So mine was future richest slime in the galaxy. And I phrased it that way because it determined that I am a slime, that I am not currently rich, but that my desire is to one day be rich. Right? I'm greedy, I'm a slime, and I'm like potentially like down on my luck and like not currently doing amazing, right? So those are all things that I, as a player, can then call upon while playing. I can say, if Adam says in the very first episode, if Adam says, all right, well, a bunch of guys are about to break down the door and you're just sitting in this room and you don't want to be caught. Like, what do you do? I can say, well, I am a slime, as you can see from my core aspect. I am a slime. And so I'm going to turn into a puddle and slip under the closet door, right? I can say something like that. You can call upon these aspects that you've created for yourself, and you get more than one, but the core aspect is like who you are, and the other ones sort of flesh you out. And it's so cool. And that's not even like the major mechanic of the game. Like that's like an important mechanic, but when I say that it's very collaborative, other players can also call upon your aspects. So there was another scene in Nebula Jazz. I can't remember what the aspect was, but Jesse had decided that his character was obsessed with jars, with like pots and jars, like he needed them. And so we were in a bar and he was trying to get information. And I said, I would like to call upon your aspect that says that you are obsessed with jars, and say that you are in a bar right now and you see an incredible jar behind the bar and you have to have it. And he can decide in that moment whether he wants to accept my challenge or not. And there's like an in-game currency. There's like stuff that you use in order to be able to call upon the other person, or like to say yes or to say no, right? There's more to it than that, but like I have the ability to say that to him and add complexity in the moment, or make things easier. If there's a player who like has something they could do, but they aren't thinking of it, or like it's maybe like a little like they're leaning more towards something that's out of character, you could say like, shit, well, we really need to get everybody out of this situation, and I'm desperate enough that I'm willing to use my in-game currency to challenge this person to help us escape, right? Instead of doing this other thing that they really want to do. It's really cool. It's really, really cool because everybody is like kind of the DM in that way, right? Like you can say like, I really want this to happen in the game. I really want this to happen right now. And if all of the players are like pretty close with one another, they're more willing to kind of like mess with each other, you know? It's so fun. It's so fun, and it's so open, and you can do anything in it. It's great, and I love it. So I really, since Nebula Jazz has ended, I've been like, I want to run a Fate game so bad. And that's my rant about Fate and how great it is. Wouldn't it be hard to DM? No, you just have to, I mean, I think because I've worked so much with Adam, a lot of the like DMing, what's the word that I'm looking for? I've gotten so used to this idea of just like building the world with everybody else and it being totally okay to not have like a plan set up. If you watch Wicked Thimble, they basically made the whole story. Like I pulled an Adam with that game where I was like, what's something that you want to go find? What's something that you want to do here? Okay, well, let's go do it. And then I like helped them flesh out what was originally their idea. That was kind of the way that I tried to do it. And that's very much how Fate can work as well. So yeah, I think, yeah, like Adam's sensibilities about making a game and his mindset and his inclinations, I think I've gotten so used to that I want to replicate a lot of them just kind of naturally. That game was wacky. Wicked Thimble, yeah. I hear my baby. Yeah, I'm gonna go in a minute here. Remover Boy, thank you so much for gifting subs. If you're gifted subs by Remover Boy, be sure to thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I guess I don't need to know. Right? Again, just going back to that, if I just put together a group of people and we had a session where I was like, what kind of game do you want to play? Like, where are we? Are we in space? Are we in Lord of the Rings? Is this a Harry Potter game? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you guys want to play? And then just see how I can fit that into Fate. That could be fun, yeah. Space Potter? Oh, fuck. Now we're talking. I heard Harry Potter, I'm back. A Harry Potter Fate game would be fun. It would be. I've read all of the books. I've watched all of the movies. Some of the books I've read multiple times. But I'm not... My mind is like the opposite of Octopimps. You know how like you can ask Octo about things and he just knows everything about it. He's got like such a beautiful mind for that shit. I love it. I'm the opposite. I've played Chrono Trigger I don't know how many times and I still forget tons of shit about Chrono Trigger, right? I watched the entirety of the Yu Yu Hakusho anime multiple times and I still forget character names. I forget who fights who. Like like I don't capture that information and just store it and have it like easily accessible. It's just not what goes on up here. Hi, Remover Boy. I'm doing good. How are you? But have you read Yu Yu? I have a bunch of the manga in Japanese. So no, I haven't read it, but I've looked at a lot of it. Lots of general knowledge about lots of stuff, but forgetting the specifics, I guess. But Octo knows a lot of things about a lot of things. I honestly just think it's just different brains, right? Like our brains just Our memories operate differently. Just learn Japanese, forehead. Yeah. Hello again.
Hi.
Everybody say hi. Hi, Daddy.
Oh, I couldn't find the right stuff in there.
Huh? You couldn't
I
find...
couldn't find the right beer in there.
Oh. Are you out of the ones that were in the door?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
It's Dadger.
Move her out of here.
He is. My dad got some non-alcoholic Bebos for the fridge while he's on vacation. He has a specific kind that he likes. But it turns out what we have is Heineken Zero. I have no idea the difference in taste between non-alcoholic beers, to be honest. Yeah, there's regular Heineken, and then Heineken makes a non-alcoholic one called Heineken Zero. So there's that. The other big ones are like Beck's. Beck's makes non-alcoholic, and O'Doul's is a big non-alcoholic one. I know all of them because my dad's been sober for so long now. Like, if he wants to, have a beer, we know all the brands. Customers are picky about it, about non-alcoholic beers. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I don't know. Maybe I'm too much this sort of person in like every conversation that we have. I'm always the person that's like, well, everybody's different and nobody should feel like it's weird to feel one way or the other. I think beer is absolutely like that. I hated beer for a really long time. I like it now. But if somebody's like, I hate beer, I'm not about to be the person who's like, oh my gosh, if you just keep drinking it, eventually you'll like it. Because that's the stupidest fucking thing. It's, for me, I had to have a certain type of beer in order to enjoy it. And now, like, enjoying that has made it so that it's easier for me to, like, try other beers and be like, I like these, I really don't like these. I don't know. I think it's kind of condescending when somebody says, I really don't like this thing. And then you say, well, that's just because you haven't had the right one. Or like, if you just keep trying it, eventually you'll grow a taste for it. I'm like, I'm not going to make you drink beer if you don't like beer. Right? I'm not going to make you eat meatloaf if you hate meatloaf. Because apparently the way that I make meatloaf is so fucking superior. Like, it's not... the reason I've said meatloaf is because I have a friend who specifically was like, I hate meatloaf. And whenever I say that, people always make me meatloaf. And it's awful, and I hate it. And I wish people would stop making me meatloaf. Because everybody's convinced, like, their meatloaf recipe is the best one. And surely, if she just has their meatloaf, it'll be different. And she's like, no, I hate meatloaf. Just stop making it for me. But yeah. I've never had meatloaf. I like meatloaf. I think it's a very easy thing to whip together and throw in the oven. But some people really don't like it. Anyway, I'm going to go and hang out with my family and my baby and all that stuff. So let me read off the event list for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm sorry that we had to swap it to another day, but I was picking my family up from the airport and all that. So, alrighty. Teviston, thank you so much for the 31 months. Light, thank you for the 18. Vostok for the 8. Overlord Lorpaka, thank you for the 14. Tofu Melody, thank you for the 16. An anonymous gifter gifted a sub to Chocolitaline, and it was their 1 year, so happy 1 year. Nachos, thank you for the 27. Lolo Tokyo for the 33. Mutinic for the 4 years. Happy 4 years, dude. If you're still here, thank you very much. Draylin, thank you for the 20. Critsaft for the 20. The A11 for the 40. Old School Guitar for the 21. Bearlord for the 31. Middle Earth Dweller for the 32. Irish Geezer for the 47. Megolodon, thank you for the 22. I just got back from Krakow. I had the best time. I get really nervous on flights. I downloaded some of your videos and it kept me calm. Oh, that's very sweet. I'm so glad. Willwall, thank you for the 32. Baker Base for the 15. K11 Pause for the 14. Clash for the 17. Densil Day, thank you for the 3. Lepa for the 43. To one and only Stevie for the 52. I'm definitely going to try that recipe. I just watched the cooking VOD. It's so good. Definitely try it. It's so good. Music Ninja, thank you for the 25. Your streaming community always brighten up my day when I'm having a tough time. Aw, that's very sweet. Hanged Man, thank you for the 26. 13th. Medieval Doctor, thank you so much for the host. Zen Christian, thank you for the 7. Black Dragon for the 20. JCGN, thank you for the 59. Tyrell Stratus for the 25. Sunny Diglett for the 4. Leo Sunlover for the 30. Meggie, thank you for the 19. Talendal for the 13. Windy Arts gifted subs to Rend Williams, Stationary Hawk, Bad Luck, The Beej Man, Lady Serena, and Faranox. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much, Windy Arts, for that. Giggity, thank you for the 18. Tom Simo for the 2. Autumn Found for the 23. Neve Edwards for the 9. Zira Niva for the 9. Both of you, happy Twitch baby. Fungusoid, thank you for the 37. Half Pint Hatter for the 25. Siltas for the 10. Hissia for the 52. Rin for the 33. Greavy for the 23. Truder 2K for the 23. Spuggy Bear for the 29. Bright Stowen for the 14. Thug Duck and Knacker Blue and Feline Fine. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much for the primes, guys. Avi gifted a sub to Statchy Stat. Thank you for the 23. Flamin' Buddha for the 10. Leo Danica for the 25. Silhouette for the 10. Might be 10-month sub, but my wife and I have been following for years. You're pretty awesome. Well, thank you. Say hi to your wife for me. Celise, thank you for the 25. VDK Spirit for the 33. Sage for the 37. Mika Chow for the 6. Poshcat for the 28. Based God Gumi for the 10. The Dude for the 19. Sevatiel for the 16. Munidrazon for the 11. Nivrat for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. The Dude, thank you for gifting subs to the Immortal, Cyper, Con5077, Arliss Finch, and Naga Clan. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Be sure to thank the Dude if you didn't. Belladus, thank you for the 23. Board Geek for the 62. Therodil for the 21. Vertiguous for the 50. Remover Boy, thank you so much for the 22. 22 months, it's been a while. How have you been? I've been good. Sorry, I know I already read that, but that's okay. Josh Ferhatu, thank you so much for the 22, or 26, actually. Oh, Captain, my Captain, thank you for the 7. Remover Boy also gifted subs to Legacy Star Killer, Zanctius, Schwillis, Pam Griffin, and It's Me Favi. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang, and welcome back. Thank you, Remover Boy, for those. And Koa for the 18, Lazy Butt for the 51, Cinemesta. Oh my god, Avi, Jesus Christ. Cinemesta for the 20. My head is really big for the 29, and Avi just gifted a shit ton of subs. Avi gifted subs to Rianku, Red Dead Apple, JFL125, Cold Rolled Steel, True Blue, Synedrin, Stoneface, Eric DeCleric, Rabid Lurker, Fenark, TNT92 Finn, Ball Stinks, Depache TV, or Depace TV, Darklink Zelda, Dr. No 257, Saber Falls, Celtic Frost, Hanky B, Piparatsit, Dynema Umbra, Andrew 93, Insida, Contra Edrin, Guild Chatter, and Shalligator. All of you, welcome and welcome back to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much, Avi, for those. I appreciate it, dude. And Jeeksy, thank you so much for the host. Right at the end here, I'm about to chuck you all over to somewhere else, but thank you anyway. Thank you, guys. I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna go spend time with my family. And let's see. What's everybody doing right now? Who can I send you over to? I'm gonna glance through my following list and find somebody to send you guys off to. But I hope you have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.